On the other side, Chairman of the Rules Committee, it is a moment in history that we are speaking of, and it's powerful to follow my fellow Texan on the moment in history that we have. Earlier today, I said that as my friends on the other side were debating about the will of the House, I indicated it's a divided House, and that is not the will of the American people. It's evidence in the rules. And so to go and suggest that any brief that would wish to overcome, if you will, the President's constitutional authority is bogus. It is not true. If this was a consensus, the brief would be prepared and all members would sign on to the brief. That is not the case. And as I come from Texas, let me say that much of what is being done is out of fear. You don't understand it. You don't understand dreamers. We do in Texas. We have a state law that allows our dreamers to go to college, and they are making good. And I see them in my office, and I know their parents, of which we are speaking about, because some of their parents' children are obviously children who are citizens and who are able then at a point in time to be able to be under the DACA and the DAPA. And so let me reinforce the fact that the President has acted under executive orders that squarely fall under the Take Care Clause as ensuring presidential control over those who execute and enforce the laws. You can rely on Arizona versus the United States, Bowser versus Sonora, Buckley versus Vallejo, Prince versus United States, Free Enterprise Fund versus PCAOB. The enforcement agencies, including the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, properly may exercise their discretion to devise and implement policies specific to laws they are charged with enforcing, the population they serve, and the problems they face, so that they can prioritize.
1 minute to the gentlelady from Texas.
The gentlelady is recognized for 1 minute.
So they can prioritize, and I thank the gentleman, our nation's resources. Are we to kick out children who are on the way to success and then their parents? And the reason why I want to dispel this myth of fear, these parents are working. Maybe they're working in positions that others would not have. Maybe they're working alongside of fellow Americans. I don't adhere to in any way to think of people displacing Americans looking for jobs. This is not this issue. And a principal feature of the removal system is a broad discretion exercised by immigration officials, federal officials as an initial matter. We prioritize criminals and those who would do us harm. But we're operating out of fear, just as was earlier said, when someone who the world does not know whether he is a presidential candidate or whether he's a spokesman for America blocks and puts his hand up to stop all Muslims from coming in. Who will be next? Would it have been the Irish in the 1800s? Would it be the Italians in the 1900s? America has to get back to reasonable lawmaking, pass a comprehensive immigration reform bill, and make a difference. Finally, Mr. Speaker, as I close, let's say, I don't want victims of domestic violence to be thrown out.
Gentleman from Colorado reserves.
Vote against this bill.
Gentlelady's time has expired. Gentleman from